Hey there, everybody. This is PotterBrony, and welcome to another blind reaction of Death Battle. This time we have Aang versus Elric. Avatar versus Fullmetal Alchemist. Yeah, this should be an interesting one. Both young prodigies, super powerful, all sorts of abilities between the two of them. Let's see, with Aang, he has control over all four elements. He hasn't ever been shown to do the specialized bending, like, say, lightning or lava or metal or anything like that. But he's an extremely gifted bender with all four elements. Plus, he's got the Avatar state, which is one hell of a trump card. And he can also rid someone of their bending. Now, I'm not sure if that would work on Ed, because it's not really bending that he's using. Would he be able to rid Ed of his powers, of his ability, his innate ability to transmute without a transmutation circle? I don't know if it would work that well. All I know is that in those rules, he has to have one hell of a stronger will than his opponent to do so. And Ed has one hell of a strong will to himself as well, so not really sure it would work out well for Aang if he tried that. Now, I've watched the entire series of Fullmetal Alchemist. I didn't watch Brotherhood, though. So if there's any stuff that's in Brotherhood that he can do that I don't know about, maybe there is, I'll find out now. That was the main reason I didn't watch Brotherhood. From what I hear, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's a retelling, it's the same story, closer following the manga than the original series did. For that reason, I don't know, I just never got around to it. Plus, do I really want to see Nina die again? Do I really want to see Shout Tucker's stupid fucking face again? Do I really want to see Hughes die in that heart-wrenching funeral scene? I'm sure it would be different, but I'm pretty sure those characters go the same way. But yeah. Now, as for how Ed would stack up against Aang, I don't know if he's ever displayed abilities to control elemental forces. I know that it's possible. For example, I've seen stuff as, using ice, water, fire, in alchemy. Example being Mustang with his glove, which makes a spark when he snaps his fingers, transmutation circle on the back of his hand. I think I remember it working this way. He transmutes the air into explosive stuff, and then when he snaps his finger, it creates a spark, and boom, explosion, fireballs, whatever he wants with that. So I'm not sure. I don't remember if, and it's been a while since I've seen Fullmetal Alchemist. I don't recall him making, elemental attacks, but he is very adept at hand-to-hand. He can transmute his arm into a weapon. And he packs one hell of a punch for such a little guy. I'm sorry, Ed. Shouldn't have said that. Anyway, so who I'm rooting for, I gotta say, I'm a bigger fan of Avatar, The Last Airbender, than Fullmetal Alchemist. I did like Fullmetal Alchemist, but not as big of a fan of it as I am of Avatar. So, gonna be rooting for Aang. Do I think he's gonna win? I don't know. He's got a pretty good chance at it. He is incredibly powerful, so we'll see. Okay. Well, moving on. Let's get to the fight. As always, be sure to support the official release. The link to the original video is in the description below. And let's get it started in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Have you heard of hymns? They're all about making
No,
you
I haven't.
feel good.
Thanks to science, baldness can be optional because Hims is here to help. 4hims.com is your one-stop solution for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men.
Get started with the complete hair kit.
Well,
for
skincare I
just
might be
$5
able to
right
do.
now while supplies last and subject to
Might be
doctor
good
approval.
to look
See their
into.
website for full
Hair
details
loss.
and safety
The
information.
men in my family
This
have
could cost
never gone
hundreds if you
bald.
went to another doctor
We
or
go
pharmacy.
gray.
So go to forhims.com/deathbattle.
My dad,
That's
both my
FORHIMS
grandparents, both my grandfathers, uncles, all have full head of hair. So,
Forhims.com/deathbattle.
hey, lucked out there. Skincare, though, might look into that. Hims.
The elements make up every aspect of the world we live in, and no average
There are-
person can tame them.
But
Yes,
somehow
the
these
fifth
kids
element.
can master them with a vengeance.
Like Aang, the Avatar.
And Edward Elric, the Full Metal Alchemist. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Maybe I'm wrong.
And
I
it's
mean,
our job to
he
analyze their weapons,
might have some
armor, and
elemental
skills to find out
abilities.
who would win a death battle. Water. Earth. Fire. Air.
Heart.
Once the four nations lived in harmony, and some of their citizens could even learn
Captain
their
Planet.
nation's elements.
Yep.
But only the Avatar could master all four, and it's their duty to protect the balance between these nations.
And since there's always gotta be an avatar around, a new one is born whenever the last one dies.
But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Attempting to conquer the other three
Yep.
nations,
I
the
remember that.
Avatar would inevitably be their greatest obstacle.
Man, they'd even go after a kid?
Living among the air nomads, Aang was an energetic and dutiful 12 years old when he learned of his destiny.
The
He was the
182nd
newest
Avatar?
incarnation of the Avatar.
But he totally wussed out, ran away from home, and got frozen in ice for 100 years. What the hell? That's not what I'd do if I found out I was an awesome elemental badass. I'd definitely find a way to make money off that.
Boomstick, he's 12. But
Yeah.
running away actually
Plus-
saved his life, as the Fire
Yeah.
Nation knew the next Avatar would be an air nomad and slaughtered them all in a horrific surprise attack.
But the poor kid wouldn't be stuck in ice forever.
Bastards.
He was eventually rescued by some new friends and began his
I know,
quest
not
to
all
learn the other
firebenders.
elements and save the world. And as an air nomad, he can really bend the wind to his will.
He can use air bending to create whirlwinds and tornadoes or slice through solid stone.
And he can fly. Whee!
Well, it's not exactly flying.
Was that airbending or was
What he
that
actually does is manipulate the air currents to keep aloft.
earthbending that he was
That's why
using to
he
slice the
carries a
stone?
glider, complete with snacks.
Oh,
Well, the original glider didn't
that'll
have
come
it.
in handy.
Whatever.
Oh, it
If
totally
looks like
does.
a duck and sounds like a duck, it's a duck. Or I guess flying avatar guy.
But ducks actually can fly. Anyway, Aang can use air in pretty much every aspect of his life. Like for shields, increasing his speed, improving agility, adjusting his body temperature, and even focusing his breath to use as an attack.
After he learned waterbending from Paku and Katara, Aang can make whips, knives, and literal tsunamis. Hey, I can do that too. Just give me a pool and watch this cannonball fly. Does that mean I'm
It said that
waterbender?
he can't do lightning, he can redirect it.
Also manipulate steam and ice.
Just like how I, the great waterbender Boomstick the Wet, will use my powers to swim through this frozen block.
You what?
Yep. Waterbending 101. You can be jealous.
Oh wow, I'm just bursting with envy.
Bending powers activate! Ah! Ha! Success!
Like airbending,
Yeah,
waterbending
totally success.
requires a nearby source of water to use, like a pond or a filled bottle. The same goes for earthbending, which Aang learned from his mentor Toph.
Earthbending is all about throwing rocks at people and a bunch of other cool stuff, like making walls and earthquakes and causing the ground to swallow you up, which is kind of creepy, actually.
Last but certainly not least,
Yeah, that would be
Aang learned
horrifying.
The art of firebending from his longtime rival, Prince Zuko. Unlike the other arts, firebenders can actually create fire to use at will.
Firebending is so goddamn
Which is really
powerful.
cool.
It's even got the deadliest bending technique of all, shooting lightning.
Well, only the most advanced firebenders can cast lightning, which is usually
Right.
an instant kill move. While Aang never learned the move itself, he has learned how to redirect it through his body.
But even after learning the four elements, Aang got to meet one last master bender.
Who taught him the art of manipulating a person's life energy, the purest form of bending.
It's super dangerous though, and one mistake could tear up Aang's soul.
And with it, Aang defeated the Fire Lord and brought peace to the world at large.
Well, with that
In a really kick-ass fight.
Avatar State.
In the Avatar State, Aang's bending abilities grow immensely powerful. This is because the Avatar State lets Aang draw upon the power and wisdom of all previous Avatar incarnations. Though it is extremely risky, as dying while in the Avatar State ends the cycle of reincarnation permanently.
Why would he care if he's dead anyway? Whatever. The coolest thing about the Avatar State is it makes you
No.
glow like this. Behold!
How are you doing that?
Oh, I drank a bunch of glow sticks.
You need to go to the doctor, like right now.
My liver's processed way worse than this.
Well, with or without the Avatar
Yeah,
State,
fair enough.
he is plenty powerful. He has the ability to move gigantic stone columns and even carve canyons around an entire city.
Not only has he survived hits from earthbending kings and massive explosions, he threw this gigantic column of rock at the Fire Lord.
To get the column's mass, we compared Aang's height against it and determined it must weigh 9,500 tons.
And that's in his
Super
normal
fast,
state.
too. With airbending, he can run on water.
Which, given his size, requires a movement speed of well over 67 miles per hour.
He used airbending to block a giant column-destroying explosive attack from the best-named character on the show, Combustion Man.
And he's proven he could redirect lightning.
Well, that's not his name, but yeah.
Taking into account the distance between them,
Well, yes, but
and
actually,
his
no.
arm had to move to catch the lightning, he would have to react at least 155 times faster than sound.
He is pretty unused to violence, though. I mean, he's a vegetarian pacifist for crying out loud. But while he may seem like just a kid, Aang still saved the world and led it into a peaceful future. To him, bending is elementary.
If you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear.
Alright.
Alchemists
What we got, Ed?
once tried to turn lead into gold with not great results. But in the country of Amestris, the ancient science of alchemy is actually possible by using the Earth's natural energy to reshape the molecular structure of various objects.
And by drawing a circle thingy.
A transmutation circle, which most alchemists use except for the youthful prodigy, Edward Elric.
Oh, what a little
And maybe a couple of others.
Careful, Boomstick, he's a bit touchy about his size.
Hey,
Yeah.
if I lost my mom like he did, I'd get mad at the little stuff too. But Ed and his brother Alphonse figured they could bring her back with alchemy. So they went for it, but things went south real fast. You know how people say they'd give an arm and a leg for something? Well, Ed literally did, and poor Al lost his whole body. Luckily, Ed managed to stick his brother's soul in a suit of armor. But still, yikes.
This horrible experience has forever marked the two brothers.
Yeah,
one is
dark
meant to
origin
protect
story.
The human soul, and the boys were lucky just to escape with their lives.
But he got something good out of it, like super secret knowledge, including how to do alchemy without a circle thingy. He just has to clap instead. So, worth it?
With these new abilities, Ed and Alphonse began their quest to restore their bodies. Specifically, they sought the incredible power of a
I don't know if it's
philosopher's
entirely
stone,
worth it,
believing
but...
it to be their only chance. Eventually, Ed joined the military, and thanks to his amazing potential, he was named by the Fuhrer the Full Metal Alchemist.
What? Adolf Hitler?
Nah, it's just Bradley. He's okay. Until he isn't.
Yeah.
Spoilers! Also, since Ed lost a couple limbs, he got
Until he turns out to be,
Kinda like my leg.
a bad guy.
Automail is made from incredibly durable metal, ranging from his original
Homunculus.
steel one, to a gas-powered one, to his best version consisting of a mix of aluminum and carbon. Apart from being durable metal prosthetics, Ed's automail limbs function just like normal ones. He can even reshape his arm as a weapon.
So we can turn
Yeah,
it
but
into
Winry doesn't like when you do that, Ed.
increase its durability by hardening its makeup, or turn it into an umbrella. Ah, truly a limb of many talents.
But at the end of the day, Ed's true talent lies not in sword fighting or umbrella holding, but the art of alchemy.
He can do all sorts of crazy things with all the elements. He can basically make anything he wants, like spears and shields.
So long as he follows the rule of equivalent exchange. Anything created with alchemy must have a source of equal value and cannot be made fundamentally
Right.
different. For example, lead can be molded into a statue, but it cannot be turned into water. Other than that, there are 3 principles needed to use alchemy well. Comprehension,
Which means you gotta understand what the thing you're using is made of.
destruction,
Breaking stuff down.
and reconstruction.
Putting stuff back together.
Ed is only limited by the materials at hand.
Yes, we know what
and his
those mean.
imagination. At his full potential, he can do almost anything. He can purify water, create ammonium gas from ammonium nitrate, repair entire houses, and transform a gun into a trumpet.
Don't you ever try and do that with any of my guns. Anyway, Ed's also learned destruction alchemy, which does exactly what you think it does, make a big ol' kaboom. Ed's used it to destroy stuff like automail, but it can also be used to explode people's heads.
So, using destruction alchemy, Ed should be able to destroy something like this on a molecular level.
Ha! Or you could just do that.
Anyway, with all of his abilities,
By the way,
Ed's done
is this
some
your arm,
incredibly
Automail?
impressive things.
Not only has he blocked gunfire from a Gatling gun after it started firing, he's dodged a pistol from nearly point-blank range, and his automail arm even took a bite from a lion-headed chimera. It was totally fine.
Assuming this chimera has a similar bite force to that of a real lion, that means
Probably
its
even
arms
stronger,
go to a
but
force of 1,000
let's just
pounds per
lowball it.
square inch.
He's created a gigantic cannon and then survived that cannon exploding while he was standing on it. And then he survived being on top of a huge boulder exploding too.
We can measure the boulder's explosion against Ed's size to get an approximate energy output. With a radius of 36 feet, this blast must have been equivalent to over 100 tons of TNT.
How's
So,
that
hell of
for
a hit.
equivalent exchange, bitches? He also survived an explosion that took out most of a 10-story building.
Even apart from being tough, Ed has shown considerable strength when using alchemy.
Like when he created a gigantic golem to crush his opponent.
By measuring the size of the stone golem's thumb, comparing it to the size of the average human's thumb, and using that scale to estimate the size of the golem, that gives us an estimated weight of over 3,000 metric tons.
All this without any Philosopher's Stone, because it turns out those things are really, really messed up.
Right. Philosopher's
Yeah.
Stones are extremely powerful and can be used.
Do you want to pay the
in
price
ways.
to get
Kimberly
one?
the Crimson Lotus Alchemist, for example, used one to create a massive explosion equal to 157 kilotons of TNT. However, it turns out
Dick.
that these stones are composed of imprisoned human souls. So Ed and Al vowed to avoid them on principle. Although Ed can boost his alchemic power in a similar manner by drawing on his own life force, increasing his potential at the cost of shortening his lifespan. But that's what Ed ultimately had to learn, what it truly means to let something go. And so he found another way to revive Al's body, sacrificing his own power for the sake of family.
Aw, what a nice guy. But all in all, so long as Ed knows what he's trying to transmute, he's an amazing force to be reckoned with.
Now let's
Very
go
true.
home together.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, thanks to Blue Apron, I've become a food bender.
Yeah, back to Blue Apron.
By now, you've probably heard of Blue Apron, the leading meal kit
Yes,
delivery
heard
service
of it
in the
plenty.
US.
Choose your meals each week, get the ingredients delivered to your doorstep, and whip up a meal using the easy-to-follow directions provided.
Yeah, I'm not sure
It's a
who
great
could win
way to
this
get
one.
Fantastic meals without having to worry about all that.
I'd
tedious
say
prep
pretty
work
evenly
cooking at home
matched.
usually requires.
And if you jump in now, you'll get some delicious summer choices like juicy burgers and tomato salsa.
Personally, this has been a fantastic way to get legitimately good meals into my busy weekly routine.
My favorite part is feeling like a master chef, making creative and delicious meals with my own hands. You guys really need to try it out.
It's pretty nice coming home knowing I'll have a delicious meal I can whip up with ease. To start making delicious, brag-worthy meals at home without the hassle, try Blue Apron.
Check out this week's menu and get $60 off
Okay.
at blueapron.com/battle. That's blueapron.com/battle.
Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Alright, let's see.
Sorry, Momo. You're just too little.
Little! Who are you calling a pipsqueak, you stupid hairless kid?
Nobody?
I'll show you!
Yeah, he gets way too... way too angry about that Napoleon complex. Is this reversed? Isn't it? I was about to say, did he just transmute his left arm? I thought it was his right. Am I wrong?
You know, there are actually a lot of advantages to being short. Like, you'll never hit your head on door frames, and,
I'm still growing!
now I gotcha.
Nah.
Ah! Oh no! I'm sorry!
A classic misdirection. That's advantage Elric! Ha! Damn it!
Yeah, I mean, all this seems like you're overcompensating, but whatever, dude.
What kind of alchemy is that?
Okay, no more clappy magic. Uh-oh. No!
The cabbages.
I won't lose you again.
That's right, he can do that too.
There you are!
Yeah, he can't use his arm.
Nice try, Shorty! Whew. Can't believe that worked.
Yeah. Avatar state. Would have to think.
This ends now.
I think Aang's about to take this one.
At least I'm taller than you.
For now.
You left me no choice.
You know, putting aside that Aang would never do this.
Looks like Ed didn't have a leg to stand on. Or arm, I guess.
Ed may have been more quick-witted and inventive,
Cool.
and he certainly had more combat experience. But Aang's bending abilities were far more versatile and readily available than combat alchemy.
Technically far more experience if he access to all the previous memories of it.
Aang was fast enough to react to lightning, which is way faster than dodging a measly bullet.
Recall how Ed survived an explosion that destroyed most of a 10-story building. By examining the size of the building and thus the volume of the conical explosion, this blast must have equaled about 30 kilotons of TNT.
That's cool, but Aang did way more when he carved up a circle around that city in Avatar State.
The force to blast such a huge ravine around the city of Yu Dao was a massive undertaking. By measuring the width, length, and depth of the affected area compared to the size of the city, we found it would take almost 160 kilotons of TNT to pull that off.
More than 5 times greater than Ed's best durability feat. So Aang
Or just some
definitely had the stuff to
earthbending.
crush Ed's automail arm and the rest of him.
Granted, Ed could reach this sort of power by sacrificing his life force. Remember Kimberly's explosion, the one empowered by
True,
a
but that's an absolute last resort for him.
57 kilotons of TNT?
I would assume.
Almost identical to Aang's feat. And theoretically, Ed could have been capable of this level of power. Theoretically. However, a Philosopher's Stone uses many souls, while Ed could only draw from his one. Not to mention drawing from his own.
So it would
life
take a
force
lot
would
of
allow
life
a
force.
very short and dangerous duration limit compared to the Avatar state, which has no such limit. But even
Right.
so, Ed's tactics and creativity kept him in the fight. Yet the Avatar's speed, power, and versatility was too much for him. Aang may be a pacifist in canon and would hardly kill anyone, but
Right.
unleashing his full power is a sight to behold.
Just when Ed
It
thought
really
he had the
is.
hang of it, he alchemist the mark.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Wiz. I saw that look on your face.
Thanks for watching this episode of Death Battle. If you want the battle music for yourself, you can get it by clicking the link down below.
And if you'd like to see some more battle and death, make sure to click the
All
link
right,
over
who
there.
we got next?
Let's ride.
Ghost Rider. All right. I know that Lobo. I was about to say, it's like I know that. It's like, couldn't say in time. All right, Ghost Rider versus Lobo. Two motorcycle badasses. That should be a good one. So yeah. That went about how I hoped it would. Like I said, I was rooting for him. I didn't know if he would win. I would have understood it if Ed took the victory, but based on what I'm seeing here, he has access to a lot more power. Aang does. So yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'm going to end this one here. Until next time. Take care.